I think we're live because it said we're live.
It says
Hello?
we're live now.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Let us know if we're here. Comments. 3, 2, 1. Go. They're not going.
No, there's a clock. We're good.
Well, what's the delay? I don't know. A bunch of people sitting around being lazy. Oh. Of course, it's the freaking.
It's the internet.
Okay. Yes. Welcome to the Drinkstream, you magnificent bastards. Hope you had an enjoyable dry week, as enjoyable as a dry week can be if you chose to participate.
Lots of crying.
Yeah. Now
Involved.
it officially ended at noon today.
Yeah.
Mine officially ended right about now because Friday I totally spaced. Like I was.
Oh, that's right.
I walked over here and I have a whiskey in my hand, and somebody's like, "What do you got there?" It's like it's a.
I think it was Emma actually. He was like, "What are you drinking?" He's like, "Oh,
so now I'm officially out of the.
Yeah, well, and I can pour you a whiskey. So right before this, while you were finishing the edit,
Yep.
I put up a vote on what we should drink.
Okay.
Just a general category.
Oh, right on.
And Scotch overwhelmingly won.
Okay.
So I chose 3, and we're going to start with Bunnahabhain 12.
You know what? If we were much smarter businessmen, we would have, from the very beginning, started talking about how amazing and wonderful all these American whiskeys are that we can make.
Yeah.
Instead of
really getting our entire tribe into Scotch.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, what is this?
Bunnahabhain 12. This is a mostly unpeated Islay.
Yeah.
Sherry cask dominant.
Oh, man. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, man. There are people across the world right now standing in snow. Yesterday, it was 31 degrees, and it snowed a little bit.
There was a dusting.
Yeah. 24 hours later,
There was a dusting.
I'm in short sleeve t-shirt. It's a little bit warm.
It's pretty warm. Go ahead and take off. Did you see this? It just came in.
Do you even mooch, bro? Do you like it?
Well, I think in the final version, I'm going to make it black.
Okay.
Because
So that because you lose the bear in the
logo.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Right. We did an episode that's coming out tomorrow morning, and just to give you guys a little sneak peek, it was how to introduce a noob to whiskey, right?
Yeah.
And turns out our 12-year-old video editor,
Alex,
is a bourbon guy.
Yeah, he went through all the options.
Yeah.
And was absolutely in love with the bourbons compared to anything else. Did not like Scotch, by the way.
No, he said he actually liked a weird moonshine.
Yeah.
It was a Saison moonshine.
We pulled
more than like really nice Scotch.
You remember back when Deb distilled the Saison beer that we got him from Acapon, and it was just a moonshine. We didn't know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
We gave him that. He was like, "Oh, this is actually really nice."
Mm-hmm. All right, who do we got in here? We got Cole Boozer, Donald Ranch.
By the way, if you had any questions, Travis Woolard, what am I smoking? I mean, if you have any questions, say at Daniel Whittington, because I'll show up here more quickly, and instead of the Q&A that we normally do on Fridays.
Right.
Now,
this is your Friday Q&A.
This is your Friday Q&A. This is a cigar that was given to me. So on Monday, me and Jake Clements from the Texas Whiskey Festival.
Oh, we'll talk more about that.
Jared Hempstead. Head master distiller at Balcones.
Mm-hmm.
Although he says head distiller. He says he's not near old enough to be a master distiller. Anyway.
I'll be master distiller.
Yeah. So he said we went up to Dallas to this guy who's a private blender using sourced stuff, and he's working out of Florida and Texas. Stash. And we're selecting a Maduro and a non-Maduro to age in Balcones whiskey barrels. Cigars. So you can have a whiskey barrel-aged cigar leaf.
Now, Maduro's already that's a hefty
And they
cigar.
said that doesn't typically work well with Maduros, but we want to try it. And then the light one. So this is one of the custom Maduros that he rolled for us as a test.
But they're going to do a light one?
We're going to do a light one.
I would be more curious about the light one because you didn't tell me. Right before the live stream, he offered me a little dose of that cigar. Didn't warn me on the moistness of the tip.
Yeah, I was chewing on the end of it. And I was like, hey, you want to try this?
Super moist.
Yeah. Henry Prater, the blend is right here.
What blend is that?
Well, you'll see. We'll get to it at the end of the scotches. I don't want to see.
You mentioned Texas Whiskey Festival.
Yes. Okay, so this is news, guys.
We have plots and schemes.
We're aging the whole stick, by the way. Cold buzzer. Jake Clements, founder of the Texas Whiskey Festival, while we were driving up to Dallas and back, he said, "Hey, guys, I know there's a lot of tribe people going to the Texas Whiskey Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And we have this building there because this is an old recreated Western town.
Yeah.
One of the buildings is a church, like an old school church with pews
And then the
everything.
Yeah.
And he was like, would you guys want to use the church as a gathering place for any of the Whiskey Tribe people?
Yes.
Any of the MBs?
Sure.
He's I'll let you have it for free. Normally he charges like $10,000 as a sponsorship of the buildings.
Yeah, sure.
He's like, I'll let you guys have it for free.
Right.
If your people you guys want to use it as a hangout spot.
Let's crash the Texas Whiskey.
Yeah, so we're gonna do it. I'm gonna hang up a banner that says "Traveling Headquarters of the Whiskey Tribe," and
Christina's like, yes, black robes, sure.
yeah, absolutely. And so if you're going to the Texas Whiskey Festival, then head over to the church at some point, and we'll give you a wristband that marks you as Whiskey Tribe, and we're all gonna hang out there together.
Oh, wait a minute. Valen 101. So was the challenge coin this month meant not to fit on a Glencairn?
No, we tested ours and it fit on a Glencairn.
Yeah, email us and if that was like a weird one, we'll get it replaced for you, no problem.
We always test them when we get them in.
If there was like a run that doesn't fit, then yeah, we
need to know.
We'll figure that out. So let us know. Who should email? Emma?
Yeah, Emma at crowdofbarrelwhiskey.com.
Yeah. And we'll figure out that sizing. But yeah, we want the coins to absolutely fit the top of Glencairn.
Do we want a video tour of the distillery at some point we can put up, like a walk around? 360
it's called
camera thing?
Channel. Oh, the 360 camera.
Yeah. He was just saying, hey, is there any way we can like go somewhere we can look around the distillery? We could do one in the tasting room.
Yeah, I think we've actually shot that before in an empty tasting room. We were experimenting with
Google is always trying to convince us to do that.
Well, the best way is to do like the Wall of Magnificence. We were doing like a 360 camera view. We didn't do that way because it made the names too small whenever you zoomed in. But yeah, we can do that just to actually be in the space. Sure.
Oh, by the way, John Verstraete.
They don't fit big. What the hell? All right.
Wait, who? Where?
Very a big Los. This isn't fit. No, that's not fine.
No, it's not because we tested the one they sent us and we tested the first batch that we got.
Because we've had a couple of different sources. Was this the first coin source or the second coin source?
I don't remember.
All right, we'll figure that out.
By the way, after the cigars come out of that barrel, they are planning on refilling it with whiskey.
Is there any way we could show less Daniel? Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, there is. Jeffrey Petronas.
That's fine.
We know just leave the whiskey. That's fine. What else we got? Oh, Hawaii. Greg J. That's awesome, man. I may go to Hawaii this summer with a family vacation. It's either Hawaii or Disney World.
Oh, the boys are old enough to really enjoy Disney World now.
They are, but also got, the 3-year-old.
Oh, yeah. Have they gone to Disney World or Land?
Yeah, the boys have.
Oh, then go to Hawaii.
Boys have. Let's see here. A little bit. Got my poker card protector. A little big to fit correctly. Yeah, they're not fitting, man. They're just doing a run that's different than the test coin we got.
That's a bummer.
It's different size. Yeah, we can get that size correctly for you guys. It just slides around the top. Oh,
we're getting feedback.
Sons of beaches. Sons of beaches.
If it's a new one, we've already asked them, so
heads will roll.
No need to go back to that.
Heads will roll. If it's there was a couple different coin sources. One coin we were getting, and it felt light.
Yeah,
it was a lighter.
So we weren't
weight.
sure about moving on. But.
Yeah, so we'd like the heft to the coin, but if they're not getting them sized correctly, then there's a lot of coin sources. By the way, I was doing some research. Oh my God, there's actually a place here in Austin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
but they're I reached out to them 2 years ago almost now, and at the time we didn't have any track record, and they were like, "Here's our prices, no discussion."
Sure.
And but now we've got things we could talk about with them. Yeah, like we're a business that it might be helpful to partner with.
And I was looking at this. You don't even have to do like round.
No.
You can do different metal colors and different layers. And I was looking at the difference between a relief design and a stamp design.
Right.
The stamp design, you're always going to have those carved 90-degree edges.
Right.
A relief, you're going to have like a sculptor actually sculpt the thing. But eventually, if we came up with a really amazing design for a relief, on a coin. That'd be amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Learn
to sculpt is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on that.
Learn to sculpt.
You know, Jared has a degree in pottery.
Do you think he would sculpt something?
Probably not. He's too busy.
What the hell?
Hey, so Deb and Emma, I met Deb through the whiskey sommelier community, and then through that we got into distilling. And because of her connection with Acapon and brewing, we brought her into distilling. Emma encountered her through, as far as what brought her in here. She became a whiskey somm, and then her skill set was perfect for running this bar, just generically as a bartender at first. And now we've moved on. Since then, she's going to start blending.
Did you guys have any luck with potential Scotland trip? No, we haven't
heard from anybody or reached out to anybody for that matter.
Yeah,
but no, not yet.
Yeah.
No, people at the Texas Whiskey Festival cannot sell whiskey because it's Texas blue laws.
They're pouring, yeah.
But they're pouring.
All right, that's all.
Free samples. I mean, once you pay to get in, you're getting free samples.
That's much preferable.
Andrew Kell, don't go with small cigarillos. If you do, just get some easy, like I don't know, get a Cohiba minis or something like that.
What about like a barrel-aged pipe tobacco? That sounds like it should have been a thing by now, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. There's probably other ways to do that, but we got to talk to actual pipe tobacco people, which is a different breed than cigar people.
Right. I would like a pipe. And it'd be way too convoluted than what pipe people actually want to experience. But a pipe, and then it has a little mechanism on the end that it'll just keep it lit. It senses the temperature, the smokiness. Right? I don't want to keep getting after this thing. I don't know how to keep them lit.
It sounds so dangerous.
No, there's like a little thing, a little flamethrower that just keeps shooting in my corn cob.
Like Barton's Glencorn fits his just fine.
So inconsistent.
So there was an inconsistent chunk.
All right. Oh, see, we're assuming it's the coin.
The newest
possible for Glencairn.
Variation on Glencairns?
Yeah.
If you bought, here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you bought a budget Glencairn that's not actually a branded Glencairn,
right, it's
not going to be the same shape, and it has a different diameter lip.
Is that the Chinese version?
Yeah, we've had counterfeit Glencairns show up, and they're not the same size.
So the real ones actually say the Glencairn glass
on the bottom. All right, let's move on to the next whiskey.
So while we move on, you bastards that didn't have the coin fit, check the bottom of your glass. Does it say Glencairn or is it the budget?
Because that'll be helpful for us to know either way. All right, we've moved on to his is branded. Barton Jones, he's the one who said it fit. Talisker 10 is what we're doing now.
Okay. It's much easier than I remember it.
Oh yeah, no, it's a lighter, like more salty kind of brine.
Well, I remember that salty brininess being more present and not aggressive, but just it'll grab your attention for sure. But it's
Craig F.
slipping on by.
Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
Or is Rex quarter?
Yeah.
So it's always liked you, Craig.
It's a run on it's the coin run because some of these branded ones don't fit. So it's the coins that are off.
Okay.
Bro, all three of mine are branded, don't fit. Okay, good. Yeah. All right, we're good. We know it's a misrun.
Okay. Check your coin, Christina. I'm giving you homework.
Check yourself.
I'm not gonna say before you hurt yourself.
I will. Hey.
Reddington Frothing Slosh.
That's such a great name.
You know what? He can make any comment. I'm just
gonna say his name over
I just want to say Reddington
Frothing Slosh.
I think you probably mentioned by now. We're on the deck outside the distillery.
Yeah, there are people behind us. You can't really see them on the. Hey guys, say hi to the live stream. Hey! Look at all those bastards.
All right. What a complete asshole. I mean, bastard you are. Blown glass, you would expect. Yeah, expect variation, but they make so many millions of these things.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, we'll see. Rex Smith and December coin stream. Let's see, Zachary. What are you drinking? CoinGate. Really?
CoinGate. Oh, God.
By gate, you mean you send us an email and we'll send you a coin that's not.
John, keep the coin. Reach out to Emma and we'll figure out a plan.
Yeah. Doth been wrecked myself.
Oh, for straight. What a controversy.
Oh, you sons of bitches. Live stream over.
Oh, shit. Here. There you go. Now you can try it with Talisker. That's a good cigar, man.
That is a thick boy.
Yeah. It's heavy. That density of the Maduro.
Oily, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's rich. Oh, you know what, Jeff Ellis? That's a great idea. We should create so Emma has a barrel tracking spreadsheet that's not to do with our systems that she uses just to keep track of what's going on in there and how old everything is.
Mm-hmm.
We should make that so they can all see what's in the warehouse at any given time and just go look.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
This is the longest conversation about coins I've ever witnessed.
I know, it really is. Way too much. The Bouge Rye, one of his favorite ryes. Unsworth, I agree.
Yeah. No, it's
that Polish rye with a little aging in Texas that kicked up that molasses middle note.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Has the episode released in the vault where basically we finally got one over and we're comfortable saying we're rye guys?
Yeah, I think so.
That released?
No, I don't know. I think it's for after dry week.
Okay. No, there's
we basically admit
we've had enough. Rye, yeah. We've had enough really nice, enjoyable, amazing ryes.
We dig.
Dare you? Yeah, dare you, Daniel? It's basically a $60 bottle.
It's coming.
All right.
I have a plan.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. I'm so curious as to what the plan is.
Yeah, it's going to be the last thing that happens at the end of a very long plan.
This is more of a 5-year plan.
Yeah, it'll be the last moment, and it'll be with a glove.
I waited 5 years for this.
Yeah, flick.
Let's see. Welcome to the Righteous, Jason Unsworth. Yeah. It's good rise, man. When is Daniel Week coming?
Huh. What will we do for Daniel Week this time?
I'm just gonna stand up normally, and then you just get to feel small. There we go. You're small now.
You're not small.
Yeah,
it's not
small.
Lord of the Rings. We're not doing perspective shit.
I'm still squatted down. Like this is normal for me.
One of the tiptoes.
What am I talking about? This is normal. Anything special secret you'll bring into the Texas Whiskey Festival?
Oh, so here's the thing. I can't sneak any whiskey in because it could absolutely lose Jake his festival license.
Hold on. This is like a tribe meeting. It's not like the Crowded Whiskey.
It doesn't matter if it's at the event. TABC could shut it down.
I'm saying Crowded Barrel isn't having a presence.
Oh, no. Crowded Barrel does not have a table.
Right. It's
the tribe.
Right.
Now, if I can somehow get some of our bottles through retail to get them to Jake, then we could hide them in the church and we could pour them there and it'd be legal.
Is the Eagle Thief still at large? Yes.
Yeah, the Eagles never made it back, actually. I still have no idea where it is.
I stopped. I just have too much shit to do. It's a worthwhile mystery to be sure, but it's kind of low on the priority list. I never really liked that eagle anyways, because you got your bear from this amazing sculptor.
He's still sculpting that eagle. I reached out to him a month ago and he's like, I'm still working on it.
Because
dude, it's been almost 2 years.
It's a guy from England.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's from England.
And Daniel shows up with this awesome, big bear, really detailed and amazing looking. He puts it on the door. It's like, where's the eagle? It's like, oh, he's got an eagle too. And he shows me this wax carving, because apparently you do it in wax first. That was 2 years ago?
It was almost 2 years ago. Yeah.
Still working on it.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, you're welcome, Bernard. Teeling is a good solid crew. Extracurricular post whiskey festival meetups, dude. Here's the thing: going from a whiskey festival to an after party, that's some sketchy shit, man.
Are naps considered extracurricular?
Oh yeah, I mean hammocks. There'll be an after whiskey festival hammock party. You bring your own hammock. We just tie it up in the trees in the parking lot.
What a bonus nap. Sounds like a job for a mooch man. Should I blend Bunahaven 12 with Ardbeg Ugdal, Son of Pete Batch 2, or Ardbeg 10?
Ugdal. Ugdal's got a little more mid-palate depth, and I think it'll partner really well with the Sherry Cask Bunahaven.
Is that your name right there? Is he asking you?
Oh.
Is that what happened?
No.
He's asking for my sage advice.
Sorry.
My learned counsel. And you jump in there. Yeah, dude, that's fun. Hobby distillers.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't actually. What are you doing?
You can double tap. See? You don't know how to use your computer.
I only use double tap in one context.
I wish this was a dirty joke, but I know
it's as my assassination job. My side gig as an assassin.
You got 2 in the chest and 1 in the head.
No, I just double tap the head.
You're not that good. Say I'll grab an extra glass and Remington. Deal with it, bro. I got one for you, but you have to share with you have to share with Rex.
I don't share. Okay, so we're moving on to the next one because I want to show you this blend that we got going.
This is the one that you wouldn't tell me about before.
No, first I'm going to pour it. Well, let's finish with the Springbank. Okay, so because we can talk about the blend. So when I put up the vote earlier on what we should drink, and it ended up with Scotch as winning, and then second place is bourbon.
Yeah.
And then I looked at all the percentages of the vote, and I was like, hey, what if we created a blend of those percentages of the 6 categories?
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's Scotch.
Did you make a Patreon Drinkstream Scotch amalgamation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's dominantly Scotch.
Right.
It's like 50 or 49% Scotch.
Right.
Or 40 sides, there's a percentage. That's 20-something% bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
It's and then individual percentages of Irish, rye, and Canadian, and Japanese. It's all in here. And by the way, the blend totally collapsed.
Oh, you just couldn't hold.
It could not hold the weight of all those disparate flavors.
The scaffolding,
and it totally collapsed into sort of like a flat soda.
Right.
So it's not great, but it is interesting.
I just smelled it on the nose. It's not bad.
It's getting better. We created this about 2 hours ago.
Yeah. And
the longer it's sat in this glass, it's starting to kind of come together a little bit.
It's a little creamier and fruitier than I was expecting on the nose.
So I posted a photo in that list of the whiskeys we used. Or in the lens. In a lens, I posted a photo of the whiskeys we used in the blend.
Yeah, it does get flat.
You see what I mean?
Halfway through, it falls off
it just drops off a cliff.
Yeah. The fact that
So the Canadian took over.
the fact that Zerpoli thinks Mooch Man is an absolute horror to behold.
You guaranteed that it's forever now?
Totally worth it. You ain't seen nothing yet. And I had smaller booty shorts.
You did.
I went classy.
Yeah. Booker's little book. Oh, Cole, we're working on all merch stuff, but right now, no, we're kind of working our way into a merch plan.
Whoa.
Slowly.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Whoa.
I know.
No, we talk. I can't. It's premature.
It's too soon.
It's premature. But still premature. But
Jeff Ellis, is there still in the future for increased output? I narrowed it down finally, I think, to 3 options.
This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Well, because it happened today.
Because I have been bugging you.
The last 2 finally got back to me.
Every 24 hours.
Yeah.
Since we sold out of Royal Bastard.
The last 2.
Hey, well, you got to narrow down. You got to narrow down. No, I'm still waiting to hear back. You got to narrow down.
The last 2 that I was working on for the 3rd option finally got back to me, and really only one of them is a reasonable option. So that gives us 3.
So we have 3 separate still manufacturers.
Now I'm about to reach out to the individual still manufacturers. That happened this morning.
Right.
And tell them you're about to pitch this thing to a tribe of 2,000 people who are going to vote on whether or not we buy your still.
Right.
What are you going to do to make it an attractive offer?
Yeah.
And I have to have that conversation next week.
Yeah. Well, you get to have that conversation. Here's the freaking thing, man. Here's the freaking thing. Never will any of these companies ever sell one of their stills that will have as much attention and notoriety and camera time.
Never.
It's like,
but they don't get it.
They don't.
They don't get it.
But
all they know is like, oh, it's on the YouTubes and the internet. That's kind of cool. Is that social marketing? Is that can we meme that? Is that viral?
But
can we make this go viral?
We're telling them.
Yeah.
We're explaining to them, and they're very slow, out of touch industry. This is the situation, that the opportunity that you have, bundle together a deal, a package that we can bring to you guys, and then you guys vote on whichever you think is going to be the best still and the best package for us.
Dude, it's going to be a pot still. Hey! Family arrived. No, don't apologize to me. It's a Daniel stream now. It's family time for Rex. Oh, Christina Zappoli says hi.
Hi, Christina.
Rex had to take a break for his moonchlings
All right, go play.
for his moonchlings to suckle at his
proverbial teeth.
Proverbial teeth. It's dinner time.
Okay, what do we got? Daniel Stream is an improvement.
What?
Lee Teague, you're on the list. The top of the list is Rapoli. She can tell you what it's like on the list. Is Rapoli's going to say the list is fine? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
It's great on the list. A lot of perks on the list.
Family content on the Whiskey channel.
We did have to mark this is not suitable for children.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? So
on YouTube upload, you have to do it these days.
And it's getting worse than that. So they're going after now mostly tobacco people, trying to promote brands and stuff on YouTube and things like that.
Yeah.
So we're not far away from them trying to decide whether or not they think an educational channel is promotional content and having to cross that bridge.
Promotional content. I mean, there's no more promotional content than any of the tech review channel.
People get weird about vices.
Tech is a vice.
Yeah, I think we could argue that all day long.
Everybody reach in your pocket, pull out your phone, and that was a very expensive vice. Think of the whiskeys you could have bought with that phone money.
Ben Riach, Matthew Rampay. I actually really like Ben Riach. It's part of a trio of distilleries owned by the same company, and Ben Riach makes some really great sherry casks, but the 10 is a really solid one. Yeah. Now Vimeo. It's not the same. You can't move on all the other things.
Like I don't know. I kind of have a little chip on my shoulder with Vimeo for back in the day, like years ago when they were new on the scene. They had a much better user interface and performance than YouTube.
Okay.
And it was whenever they were brand new, it's like, no, we don't want anything on here that isn't like creative content, music videos, short films, things that are actually meant to be artistic and entertaining. Right. So you couldn't use it to put any other kinds of videos on there other than it being like something that was a creative, narrative-driven, musical type of deal.
Right.
Like my shit kept getting taken down. I was like, hey guys, I will pay you money to host, the videos.
To use your platform.
To use your platform.
Yeah.
You don't even have to put it in like the feed.
Because it's a great platform.
I don't want to use it in the feed of Vimeo, like the homepage. Just let me use it as a platform. Like, no, the platform is really about the creative expression and the artistic spirit, and that's not really where we're at right now. So they became
artists.
Yeah,
not anymore.
Well, no, they like that entire team since got shit canned. But by the time they figured out the opportunity they had, it was way too late.
Yeah.
And YouTube had grown like by multiples.
Yep.
We'll get back to whiskey now.
Yeah. Eichler, Robert Eichler.
Yeah.
Just a dash into that Port Charlotte. Try it, and then slowly increase the Ben Riach until you hit the sweet spot.
Ooh. Yeah, this is not.
It's not great. So here's what we're gonna do.
The first half. The first half is nice.
We're gonna switch to the third whiskey that I chose.
Okay. Springbank.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
It is. Springbank single cask 13-year-old.
Okay.
Ringing in at 58.6% alcohol. And
again, much fruitier than I was expecting.
474 bottles on this release.
Being this many days off of whiskey, I would expect to have these flavors just kick my ass, but this is like a nice little fruity adventure.
So Graham Horner Drummer, what's the whiskey that surprised you where like the nose wasn't great but the flavor was amazing, or the nose was amazing but the taste wasn't that great? We've had a bunch of those on the review channel.
No.
And even McAllen's where we pick it up and the nose is magical and then you take a sip and you're like,
yeah. Oh, there's
okay.
There's the salt, man. Mm-hmm. On the taste. Fruity on the nose, salt on the taste. Wow.
Oh man, Kilco, if you're going to an Irene event, you're always going to have amazing options.
Yeah. And we got, what was the cigar company that came to the Bastards Ball? The one
it wasn't a company. It was a retailer.
It was the first Bastards Ball or the second one?
The Bastards Ball would be the most recent one because we called the first one the grand opening.
Sure.
So it was just a vendor, and he has a shop in town. So he doesn't actually make.
He showed up with a trailer. Cigar trailer. A Springbank Funk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And after you get on the taste, that fruitiness disappears.
Yeah, it's almost like the medicinal note.
Yeah, I'm getting like that saltiness, like straight up salt water.
So I shouldn't have eaten torchies for lunch.
I don't know, man. That would go really. It would have to pair. I would want to pair the Springbank with something. Just in and of itself, it begs to be dip it good.
Dip it real good. Black art, Martin. Black art.
Oh, well.
Octomore's great, but black art.
I actually like that.
Get black art.
With the super oily, big bastard of a cigar.
Hey, so this single cask, Christina, actually is a sherry cask. It's a fresh sherry cask. One barrel.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's surprising. Okay, let's get here. Torchies is never wrong. There's this. What? You ever get the brush fire?
I love that one. It's like the Jamaican jerk.
You got the jalapeno bits in there.
Yeah, that's good.
Hollister, my oldest, he was like trying to prove his manhood at the tender young age of 9.
Oh, jeez.
He said, "Dad, what's the spiciest taco?" I was like,
"I'm gonna get that one."
It's probably the brush fire, buddy.
That's like cash.
And he gets it, and he's got those like really just charred, boiled down jalapenos in there. It's like, man, you may want to take those out. It's like, no, they're good.
I got it.
It's like 5 on a fork.
Oh God, dude.
He eats them. And to his credit, he doesn't cry. He doesn't freak out. He's just for 5 minutes. He was like this.
The 1,000-yard stare. I'm gonna make it through the other side of this.
I was like, "You okay, buddy?"
Yeah.
He handled it. That'll toss me around, man. You get one of those spicy brush fire tacos. Is Torchy's just an Austin thing?
Oh, I would venture it's only Texas, but I don't actually know.
Yeah,
it's more than Austin.
There's a lot.
I don't know that it's
Can't touch random taqueria. They don't speak English. I don't know, man.
Dude, we have plenty of those in Austin too, and they're amazing.
Well, hold on.
And there were plenty of those in California when I lived there.
There's plenty that are amazing. There's also plenty that are like flavorless, greasy, whatever.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation about this at lunch, talking about how, man, you go to this gas station, they have amazing food in the gas station, and every one of these freaking gas stations I try that has amazing food, every single one, I go, this is amazing. For a gas station, it's pretty good.
For a gas station.
Yeah. But people are going in, like, comparing it to real restaurants. It's not a thing.
Prater, I'll get the Balcones release because we released the Balcones bottle during dry week.
Yeah.
And so Emma had to do all the tasting notes.
Yeah.
And so I never got but now I can. It's in the bar.
And now, why isn't this shirt on the I just got a sample design.
Just to see what it would look like.
Yeah, it's probably going to be in black because we lose the Whiskey Tribe details. The finished one, it'll eventually show up in some form or fashion. Now, Emma, speaking of, she is becoming quite the blender.
Yes. So a couple of things. What Emma in the Somm class has always been at the top of the class at all of the trio tastings and all of the sample stuff. And in level 3, we do an actual blend where you have to recreate a compass box using the individual whiskeys that went into that compass box.
Yeah.
And every time her team kills it. If you've got Emma on your team in blending, she kills it. So she's been working on stuff with us for a long time, but recently she went to Balcones and they pulled her in and basically gave her carte blanche, like, work on this shit for us, label these things, and they put her in as part of the actual process of helping them create a new release.
I don't know if Emma even knows this, but Jared was contacting you after hours and it's like, dude, she's like legit.
She's money.
Yeah.
And we would love to work with her again.
Yeah.
And so
And what's most interesting about that type of situation is like award-winning teams like that. They're not necessarily looking for somebody to come in with swagger, to taste something, and then off the top of their head name all of these elaborate notes. They're looking for humility,
rock solid
humility, and an absolute commitment to trying to be as accurate as possible.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Gabe told me one of his favorite things about Emma was in day 2, because she went through almost 100 samples in 3 days, categorizing them and getting them ready for their blend stuff. In day 2, she hit a wall kind of early on, and called it. When they do it right. Instead of like, I'm going to tough it out, and she just went, guys, I'm not being helpful anymore. And she called it, and then she came in the next day and blew the doors off of it again. And so it's just the same thing makes you successful in the whiskey industry that made me successful in music, which was there were better musicians, but I showed up prepared. I showed up with no ego. I executed what they asked. I didn't argue, and I left. Right? And Emma's got that quality where she's very good at what she does, but she doesn't have anything to prove. Right. And it results in good stuff.
Yeah, being humbled takes you, because people that convince themselves, I have this reputation, this notoriety, I need to live up to this really high artificial standard, quite frankly, that other people have prescribed to me. Then they inevitably get themselves in a situation where they're talking out of their ass. And she doesn't do that.
No, and she kept handing stuff off. Like when she wasn't sure, she would go, Gabe, try this. I'm getting this, and this. Am I still on? And he's like, yep, that's it. So they just sort of, we're going to move to her doing all kinds of interesting shit.
I got to tell you, I'm a fan of Springbank. I like the Springbank. This is not.
It's not your favorite Springbank.
I'm not digging it.
So what if I go get us the Balcones bottle?
Okay. Is that the one we just?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Get the hell out of that. Get the hell out of that. Fine, John, straight. See you later, John.
What time is it?
You know what I mean? We got.
All time.
Yeah, like 20 minutes. Okay. Emma week. Yeah, we're always down for an Emma week. You got to keep in mind, most of the people on our team, they're not really video people. They're into whiskey. They want to do like the best whiskeys possible for you guys. But in terms of actually getting on camera and communicating, and they're always more than welcome to do that. But it's not necessarily their comfort zone or their wheelhouse. So to the extent that Emma and Deb and company are willing to do that, and absolutely. But it's it's a little stressful to put yourself out there. Hey, dude, what's going on, man? What you got?
Tiff is trying them she saw it. Now she's trying.
Yeah? She wants to be like you, huh? All right. I'm going to see you in about 20 minutes, okay?
Is that when this is over?
Yep, over in 20 minutes.
We're talking about you.
Oh, yeah.
She's right.
Scrub.
You're saying, Emma's over there, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Nice sweatshirt.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just so the molasses, that richness, that floral notes in there.
No, man, this is almost like a cherry candy.
It's like a caramel.
There's like a hard cherry candy. Yeah. There's almost a citrusy vibe to part of this. Oh man!
Then a fruit bomb shows up halfway through on that taste.
Whoa. Oh, guys, this is European oak cask.
Yeah.
Used oak finished.
Okay.
Single malt.
Yeah.
Good night.
Now,
so I don't know if you remember this barrel when I was there working on Mirador.
Yeah.
Now they never released the one we worked on when I was there working with them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a little bit of. So that was the first time they're getting ready to release Mirador for the first time since Zach died. Mm-hmm. And Zach was the one who came up with Mirador in the first place. And so creating the new Mirador it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And so what I worked on with them, they eventually decided it just wasn't ready. And so
it's Friday.
It's Drinkstream Friday.
Damn it, son of
Have some
What are you
Balcones.
doing?
You're gonna love this.
All right. What am I doing here?
This is the new single Balcones we just released as a single barrel release.
Okay.
We proved it down to 120.
This is the Patreon Drinkstream, the magnificent bastards that keep this crowded barrel experiment going.
That's a spicy meatball there.
That's a spicy meatball.
So you said proof 120?
120. Yeah. We proved it down. It was high. It was almost 130 something.
Brian, you look like you need a hug.
Yeah, it's a bit
Just tuck in, buddy. Tuck in.
I'm fine. I can make this happen.
I'll just go with a face caress.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just get right in there.
So we just published a new Modern Rogue video.
Yeah.
And in the video was about how to chop down a tree. And given the way that it went, I could not, in good conscience, call it how to chop down a tree. So instead, I titled the video pretty much how to chop down a tree.
That's like Carlsberg beer. Probably the best beer in the world.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
What's funny is I thought that was, being generous, where it's like the words pretty much are code for nothing goes according to plan.
Right.
But man, some people
are you
have
getting burnt down?
strong.
Freak Max says the fucker pushed down the tree.
Yes, I did. It was so rotten underneath that eventually I was like, oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, I bet it would have worked.
That's an episode. That's an episode.
But like even then, people are like it's irresponsible for you to have this video out, and I'm like, is it?
Try that and tell me what you think.
Right. So,
What is this, 800 proof?
No. It's just a normal.
It's more alcohol than beer.
Yeah.
Brian, you and I have talked about this before. But a lot of people on YouTube.
Great.
You like that? That's yours. Keep it.
What is it?
That's a blend of 6 different whiskeys.
Oh.
And he thinks it's awesome.
It's a much milder.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
Like the other one, it didn't set.
Welcome to a totally different channel, Rushwood.
All right, that's
Now,
fine. So anyway, you push down the tree.
You and I have talked about this
oaky
before.
texture as it falls.
But on YouTube, it's pretty impossible to dodge. But whenever you're editing content, I don't think a lot of people realize everything that shows up in the video is intentionally in the video.
That's the part that blows my mind. Because
And-
people are like, you guys are idiot, and it's like, yes, because we intentionally edited it to tell that story.
Yeah.
And it's really frustrating because all the channels that are out there editing their stuff to make it look like everything's perfect. And flawless.
Oh,
right.
That's the easiest thing in the world to
Yes.
do.
Yes.
And it's the least helpful for people.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, all of our favorite channels
Right.
in our community that show up at the Bastards Ball and things like that, they all do a very good job of being flawed, being human. And that's one of the reasons we have an affection for them.
So
Except for Brush.
Yeah, that's good.
we're thinking. Remember last year we did the South by Southwest, South by So Wasted at South by
Yes.
Southwest. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I got
That's
you.
where I met Andrew.
And I
Yeah.
got you
Cool, dude.
booed off the stage.
Yes, Rex did get booed off the stage.
I
No,
got
he got me
Ryan
booed
booed
off
off.
That's
the
right.
stage. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you were I was just we were doing the
Yeah.
photos. Yeah.
Did you see what Andrew Heaton sent me? He let me see if I can find this.
Did he decide to move to Austin, by the way?
No, he moved to LA.
Tell him he's dead to me.
No. But
Dead to
he
me.
did send a plaque that says Andrew Heaton slept here.
Patron asked, "How tightly do I need to pack the rolled up newspaper in order to knock down the tree?"
Oh my gosh, yeah, that would be something we would teach. Here we go. So here, take a look at this. We have our first plaque up in the space. Andrew Heaton sent this over. Wait for it.
Is that a teal wall?
Yeah, no, that'll be
Okay.
fixed. But it says
Andrew Heaton slept here. Fall of 2019. That's well done.
For a brief moment, I thought you were going to flex on your 1 million subscriber plaque.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Because
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
you waited. You waited for me and my wife to come visit Modern Rogue HQ,
Yeah.
and then we're in there. We're hanging out with you and Bonnie, and then it's like, "Oh, guys, have you seen my plaque?
Oh, this old
The 100,000 one?" It's like, "Yeah, I
Yeah.
got one of those." But do you have one of these?
A million.
And then my wife is like, "Yeah, that's really nice, Rex. When are you gonna get one of those?"
Hey, honey, when are you gonna have
I
a million
believe
subscribers?
she very carefully phrased it as, "Oh, that's much bigger than my husband."
That's so good.
We finally put all that stuff up in the entryway. One of the other things that we did is that we positioned like to commemorate having the National Geographic TV show. We got like a shadow box of the DVD collection or whatever set up, and it says Hacking the System 2015. And we placed it directly over the Emmy Award that I have. It's not my Emmy. It's John Stossel's Emmy. But
You sent me what? First of all, You sent me the picture.
Yeah.
How did you get John Stossel? John Stossel is the news guy with the mustache from back in the day.
Former host of 2020.
Yeah. How did you get John Stossel's image?
So Andrew Heaton worked at Fox News in the office next to John Stossel. And John Stossel is kind of famously irreverent with how he handles his Emmys. Usually he makes a gimmick of giving away his regional Emmys. But in this case, Andrew Heaton was leaving and he was like, oh, and I never even got an Emmy. Joke, or whatever. And in that moment, he just leans over and grabs one of his national Emmys, the real Emmy, and says, well, just take this one.
Here, have an Emmy.
You'll like, it'll impress Glenn Beck or whatever. And then and so he walks out with it, sits in a box in a storage shed in Oklahoma. He stays rent-free at my place for 8 months or whatever, and then comes out and says, hey, I got a Christmas gift for you. Comes out, he's like, oh, will you take a movie of this? I'm like, great. He walks out with something covered and then reveals the Emmy. I was like, holy shit, are you gonna give me John Stossel's Emmy? He's like, whatever. So here's the thing, John Stossel, hero of mine, on my bucket list, have lunch with John Stossel or whatever. 25 years of appreciating his work. We're going to Disney, and they're in the airport. I see MF and John Stossel walk by me, and I say,
I have your Emmy.
I say, John Stossel? And he's like, yeah. Like very clearly trying to catch his flight. And then those are the words that came out of my mouth was, I have your Emmy. And then he nods in this tired way that says, yeah, kid, a lot of people have my Emmy.
Yeah. I give those things out like crackers.
Yeah, exactly. Then I say, Andrew Heaton gave it to me. And then he stops. And then,
okay.
The name drop the Andrew.
He says, he hears this story, and he's like, oh, well, do you want to record a video message for Andrew? And I'm like, sure, can we do a selfie? And he's like, yeah, whatever. And so we take a selfie. And then I'm like, bye. And he says, wait, do you want to record that message for Andrew? And I was like,
okay.
I guess, sure. And so let me pray for
Let
me see if it'll. There we go. So he records this message for Andrew Heaton.
Look at that mustache.
Yeah, that's the actual. Okay, here we go. Hit play. You gave my F-wording Emmy away.
Jumping back.
I have no opinion on John Stossel other than it's a good mustache.
Yeah.
It's a fine mustache.
A quick answer. Somebody asked about the staves that we're engraving names on.
Different sizes.
So we've got a bunch of different sizes of staves from small barrels from 1 liter to 5 liter staves.
Right.
We're engraving your names on those, but they're not going on the ceiling until the still is in place.
Right.
Sorry. What is the stave?
We're a piece of barrel.
Oh, got it.
Okay, how old is your grandmother's? Old, man. I don't know how old my grandmother is. Wife ball busting. Yes, Brushwood Disney princess now, but Nat Geo. Is Brushwood a Disney princess now that they bought Nat Geo?
The answer is yes.
I mean, in my heart, I always was, but I'm glad it's close to being acknowledged.
I just pictured you more of a duchess than a princess.
Yeah, viceroy.
Bushra is by far the yes, it is. Bushra is awesome. Can we get back to talking about coins? No, we're done talking about coins.
About coins?
Yeah, basically the Whiskey Tribe Challenge coins we do.
Oh yeah.
And so legalizing home distilling.
Hey, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This isn't my channel, Brushwood.
Sorry.
God damn it.
Get a refill. I'll be back.
Legalizing home distilling. So
I know that Stillick is in favor of it.
I'm all for people doing things like without, too many stupid, ridiculous laws and rules.
And I get that.
But like I'm thinking apartments and packed in neighborhoods and people, getting drunk.
Because just think, if you make beer and something goes wrong,
it can blow up.
Yeah, if you make beer and something goes wrong, you make a mess in your garage.
But
if you're distilling and something goes wrong, you could blow up a house.
But here's the thing. Like operating from a place of fear, that is what brings about every sequential step of a nanny state.
I agree.
And in New Zealand, they're able to do this, and they're not burning down neighborhoods left and right.
But we all agree?
Granted, they have a lot more space between.
Can we all agree that the people in New Zealand are different than the people
they're better
in America who are asking to distill at home? I'm just saying.
We would go. Where's your lighter? I don't need to listen to no fucking rules. America. Boom. Can we still do something to purchase a stave for the still? Stave. Oh, can we still do the barrel stave?
So you can still, you can't buy a bottle because we're sold out of bottles. Yeah. But there's a link on that page to just donate to get your name on a stave above the still. That's still active.
Punish pressure plate.
This stick is a budget stick.
Okay.
So don't go buying this stick if you're looking for an amazing cigar. This is a Casa de Garcia Churchill.
Let's see. Made and wait. Can we still do something that purchasing?
Josh, the thing is, both people in New Zealand are responsible.
Let's do a little more teeth. And then, God, there was another question. Where'd that go?
Hey, you want to be on camera for a second?
Releasing a white whiskey. Oh, yeah.
Come on.
AJ Beck talking about releasing a new make. Bunghole whiskey.
No, we just want to be able to scale even the new make that we make.
Right.
So,
and
yes, that is the plan.
And we want that to actually be just good, even if it's not aged.
Hello.
Hey, we
were
saying
talking
horrible
about all of
things
your
about you.
terrible blending skills
Yeah.
and how it's an embarrassment in the whiskey industry. And
I'm sorry. I failed you. I failed you all.
So, the Balcones, is that what you're drinking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Super
That's
good.
what I thought. I finally get to try it after you had to do all the tasting notes all without me.
There was a question talking about. Did it get moved? Bushrai, home distilling.
Yeah, we did that.
You guys know you're doing. Yeah. Here's the thing: Brushwood sees a camera and he comes running.
Yeah. He's good at cameras.
Yes, he is a machine made for entertaining, and I am a hermit made for dank, dark corners.
Yeah, who got drug into the light.
Engraved staves. Do we have a timeline for the engraved staves?
We're engraving them now. We're starting to engrave them inside the next month.
Okay.
Emma's working on the list. It's already in motion.
Timeline.
We're not going to put them up in the distillery until we get closer to having a still there.
We are broadcasting from the deck outside Crowded Barrel. Y'all's distillery here. Some magnificent bastards in the background. There you go, Mark. What kind of timeline are we looking at for? And granted, the timeline's contingent on getting responses, but the still makers.
Let's assume everything goes according to plan.
We narrowed it down to 3,
and we order a still.
Right.
So forget everything else. We order a still.
Right.
3 to 6 months.
Okay. Because they're going to make the thing.
They're going to make it for us.
Okay.
Yeah. So even once we get through all the voting and pick the people and choose the things, it's still going to be fall before it shows up and starts getting installed.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what kind of packages, bundles, deals they come back, offerings they bring to the Whiskey Tribe here.
If they get it, I would venture to guess only one of them, and I think I know who it's going to be.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to. I think only one of them is going to understand the opportunity.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Yeah. Look, if he wants to play ball, then because you narrowed it down to 3 solid options, you feel very good about.
I would be fine with any of these 3 stills in the back.
Talk to us about the narrowing down process, because I've been harassing you for a long time. What were your criteria?
Yes, my criteria was that 1, it meets all the specs of our ability to power it.
Okay, so electric or
electric.
Okay,
but it's a Bain Marie, which is an oil, heated oil still,
mm-hmm.
and also that it fit that it was all copper.
Yeah.
So people who are doing stainless steel pot stills with a copper head, that wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
It had to be all copper, and so it is going to be a pot still. It is going to be all copper, and then I needed them to. I needed them to be able to, without extra machinery that was going to be outside the building, require extra infrastructure and things like that.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of weird, it's all technical. All the things that made me narrow them down were all technical things.
Okay.
So, and a lot of them, this is when I would ask somebody. When I would call somebody and tell them what I needed, and then they would call me back and tell me what I needed. Not what I wanted, but like, well, what you should be doing. And that was the end of that phone call.
Right.
Every time.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and we're done.
Yeah. So, what favorite
what do you like
release have we done since the beginning?
I think it's the Senso finish.
The one that's
Chapter
because, and if you guys remember, that was barrel 10 that went weird, and we had
It
to
was
fix
awful.
it. We had to fix it, and the Senso barrel made it amazing.
It did.
Yeah.
So much dark fruit. It was beautiful.
Which
I'm sad it's
which is a
gone.
little heartbreaking because a little part of me hopes one day to be able to release a whiskey that is called "Do Not Buy This Whiskey."
Yeah.
We've gone on record as saying anytime there's
it'll
a
happen.
whiskey that we put together and it's just not good, we're still gonna sell it.
Yeah.
We're just gonna say, "Do not buy this whiskey." That's gonna be the name of it. But if there's ways to fix things that effectively,
Yes.
wow, okay, maybe we don't fix something someday just so we can release. Do not buy this whiskey.
I think it'll happen. Yeah. Now we can do those Senso. We can do the wine cask anytime we want to work with those guys.
Yeah,
He
those are
likes
cool
us.
guys.
Yeah,
Those are
and
cool
so
guys.
he's told us anytime you want to barrel, let us know.
Yeah.
What did you think about the newest MGP bourbons that have come in? So of the MGP bourbons, for context, we've ordered 2 that are 2.5 years old, essentially are ready to release as soon as we want to have the Texas impact. And then there's 4 or 6.
There are 6.
There are 6 that are a year and a half.
Yeah, they're not even 2 years old.
Yeah. How do they taste?
They're not ready. They
They're
need time.
yeah.
They just taste so young, but we'll let them sit and check on them.
Let them cook over summer.
All right, you don't have to stay on camera if you don't want to. I just wanted you to say hi because you're standing right over here.
Hi. Hi.
There you go.
Y'all have fun.
Apparently, Brian is a big Burley Mullins fan, as am I. Speaking of,
Look, what reasonable human being is not a Burley Mullins fan?
how far? Because I know we got sidetracked on things that were higher priority, but actually, one of the finishing projects I'm most excited about that we haven't gotten to follow through on yet,
Mead
finishing.
I know we have an option.
Oh,
We find one of our people, and I can't remember his name, and I'm so sorry for watching this.
Yeah.
He reached out to a meadery on our behalf.
okay.
And when they responded positively,
Yeah.
he connected us through email.
Awesome.
I responded and said, yes, we'll take those.
Yeah.
Done. They said, we'll let you know as soon as we dump it.
Okay.
And then all they asked, I told them we could get them some fresh dumped bourbon barrels whenever they want, and we'll just trade.
Yeah.
So it's in the works. It is in the works.
Zerpoli has opinions.
Yeah.
Burley
Burley
Mullins
Mullins is fucking awesome.
He's also awesome.
Also awful.
But still
But
awesome.
still awesome.
She's like my 3-year-old, just full of opinions.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're wrapping up. We got like a home stretch here, guys.
Yeah.
3 more minutes.
3-ish
Three
minutes.
more
Yeah.
minutes. Any other comments or questions? Let's get them packed in here.
Wait,
Yeah.
Freak Mac. It was you, but it wasn't. Oh, that's right, because you did sign it, even though it was your name. You did sign it, Freak Mac. Thank you. Thank you for speaking up in the comments.
Yeah, dude,
Man, I've been trying to find a meadery that would respond to me ever since that other one in Austin caved in.
Yeah, that was like so convenient.
Yeah, and then
Apparently, the meat business is tricky.
yeah, well, one of the investors was like, "This is taking too long. I'm out." But yeah, what are you gonna do?
See here. It's the only thing she's got. It's funny. Meat finish. And then the reason why I'm so excited about it is because Burley Mullins hit that little barrel. And we finished that for.
We loved it.
Yeah.
And everybody we poured it for loved it.
Yeah, there was like little.
Now, by the
passwords.
way, we're working. So, as Emma's new role in going through the whole barrel house and creating releases and blends, she discovered that 2 of those 5-gallon Balcones barrels we put MGP into, she thinks they're ready to release right now,
Oh, right on.
but that we should release them without blending them. But that means we're only going to get like 20 bottles.
So just wait, a single baby?
A single baby barrel. Yeah, I know, right?
Wait a
So
minute.
we needed to get them out of the barrel because they're ready, but we don't have anything for them.
All right.
So what
I
we're
mean,
going to do,
single barrel releases, you understand, they're already very limited and small.
I know,
Baby barrel releases.
I know.
That's comical.
I know. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to bottle them in 750 milliliter Eleanor bottles because it's technically a spirit finished Eleanor.
Yeah.
So they're going to be available only by the glass and tasting
Okay.
at the distillery
Yeah.
and only to Patreon members, period.
Okay.
So buy the glass
Right.
and you'll still get a free tasting of it
Oh,
if you
sure.
show up, or you can buy it by the glass.
Good.
But you'll get to see what happened to the MGP and the baby barrels. They sat there for almost a year.
Yeah. Okay, we got and Whittington. Crowded barrel, ultra small batch. Yes. Yes, time as Rex mentioned this enjoyment of
Yeah.
port. Yeah, port
Yeah,
finish.
Nathan,
Yeah.
I've been reaching and trying some Texas ports.
Not good.
Not bad.
What's the port that you like?
Tawny.
Tawny. How do you get
Yeah,
the
well, no, there's a couple in Texas that are trying to make Tawny port.
do
our friends
William
are not
Chris?
doing it.
Oh, they're not doing it. Okay.
If we find one where I think the port itself is a reasonable, even budget port, then we head that direction.
Yeah. We're in the last minute home stretch here.
Mm-hmm.
Those MBs that want to join us at the Texas Whiskey Festival to hang out as the Whiskey Tribe. We're not doing any crowded barrel stuff there.
I'm going to put a post on Facebook because I want to invite everybody, not just Patreon.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm going to put a post on Facebook that just says, look, if you're going to the Texas Whiskey
Facebook
Festival.
and also Patreon, because there's some people
No, everywhere.
There's some people here that don't do Facebook.
Yeah. So for both of those things, and you don't have to sign up. You don't have to register. You don't have to pay anything. I just want to know what kind of head count we need to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to be putting up some polls. Yes, are you going? No, you're not going. And then once you get there, just look for the church and the sign that says Whiskey Tribe.
Yeah.
And head over. And it's just sort of a space for you to hang out. Like it's like going to the airport and having the first class lounge where you can like stop off and have your own space.
There's free massages given by
from
Daniel.
Rex.
No.
Damn it. You said Daniel first.
All right, you bastards. That's the hour. We got to go hang out with some MBs here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for a cool drink stream. Here's fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight, may you fight for a friend.
If you steal, may you steal your lover's heart.
And if you drink, may you drink with us.
Cheers.
If I want to make any more cocktails.